Hey guys, welcome back. Before I start the video, I want to remind you guys that I'm holding a giveaway of one of the new Kaldheim Commander decks. To enter, watch my previous gameplay for the rules. I will link it in both the corner and in the description of this video. Best of luck for those that enter, and now back to your regularly scheduled gameplay.
Alright, block there, kill that. Oh, that is trample. Guess I'm just dead on board.
Hey guys, today we have a short game of CEDH. This game is all about chance, whether it be if you draw your combo pieces, if your opponents draw interaction, or in this game specific, whether you can guess a 50-50 coin flip. But who's trying their luck this game? Well, first off is E, who brought a new commander combo, Fork the Thumbless and Thrasios, Triton Hero. This is actually an infect deck, whose goal is to gain advantage on double casting pump spells to quickly take out his opponents. Also, he noted before the game that he would always call heads for any coin flips. Second up is Hidden Planet X, who has brought out his pimped out Animar list. This creature-based combo deck looks to use Animar's cost reduction to both outvalue his opponents and combo off. Taking up the third slot is MTG Lutz, who has also brought a new commander pairing. This one being Rogath, son of Rogar, and Silas Wren. And while this commander pairing looks strange, this is actually a powerful competitive deck. Rogath being a 0 CMC commander unlocks a multitude of fast mana that other decks don't have access to reliably. This lets him combo kill faster with either Thassa's Consultation or Underworld Breach. And last up is Porfs again. I guess he hasn't been very lucky in the turn order as of late. But regardless, he has brought Najeela. This is a 5-color Thassa's Consultation list that backdoors into an infinite creatures/combats combo with Najeela, who, even if just left alone, can amass a horde of warriors to take out their opponents. But without further ado, let's get on to the gameplay. He starts off his turn with a command tower, and with a spicy turn 1, he casts a Soul Ring into an arcane signet. But not feeling done yet, he lets the table know he's playing everyone's favorite strategy, Infect. He casts a Glistener Elf and then passes after that. Hidden starts his turn off with a Mana Confluence, paying 1 life to cast a Birds of Paradise, passing after that. Lutz cracks a Wooded Foothills, grabbing a Volcanic Island. He then casts his commander Rogath, and follows it up with a Paradise Mantle. Lastly, he casts a Mystic Remora and passes after that. Porf cracks a Polluted Delta to grab an Underground Seas, and he decides to screw playing around the fish. He casts a Ponder and rearranges the top 3. He chooses not to shuffle, and he follows it up with a Chrome Mox, letting Lutz draw. Porf then imprints a Neoform and passes after that. E, really going all in on coin flips, casts a Cork's Thumb, and then goes to combat. He swings the Elf at Lutz for 1 poison, and then on his second main phase, he reunites his commander with his Lost Thumb. Lutz remembers to draw off the fish, which the table graciously lets him do so. He passes after that. Hidden has a quick turn, playing a command tower, and then casting his commander Animar. He passes after that. On Lutz's upkeep, he pays for his fish, and then he plays a Morphic Pool as land. He equips his commander with the Paradise Mantle, and then taps his mana to cast a Gamble. He finds a card and then discards a River of Tears. He follows it up with a Mana Crypt and passes. Porf cracks a Wooded Foothills for a Volcanic Island, and then casts a Carpet of Flowers as he searches his library. He lets Lutz draw again and passes to his second main phase to use all of his mana to cast his commander Najeela. He passes after that. But on his end step, he wants to start flipping coins, so he casts a Lightning Bolt targeting Steve's Animar. He lets Lutz draw off the fish. He then shows that the eagle is the tails and flips his coin. It lands tails, and he flips again due to Cork's Thumb. This time, it also lands on tails, and the spell is returned to his hand instead of casting it. He starts off his turn by swinging the elf at Hidden, who takes it for 1 poison, and on his second main phase, he casts his other commander, Thrasios, and then recasts the Lightning Bolt at Animar again. The first flip is tails, and the reflip is also tails. Not having the color requirements left to cast it, he has to pass. Hidden manages to untap with his Animar. Animar, you made it, boy, you made it! And plays a forest as land. He starts it off with a Hardened Scales, letting Lutz draw. and then goes to cast a Cloud of Fairies. In response, he exiles a Noxious Revival from his hand to cast a Force of Vigor to destroy the Hardened Scales and the Mystic Remora. He lets Lutz draw, and once again he goes to flip. The first one comes out tails, and thinking it's just a fluke, he flips again. To everyone's surprise, it still comes up tails.
Sure it's not a weighted coin?
The spell is returned to his hand, but not wanting to give in, he exiles a Growth Spiral and casts the Force again. He lets Lutz draw again and then flips, and once again it comes up tails. With his spirit broken, he grabs a new coin and flips. But to whatever god of luck he prayed to, I can only guess they don't take too kindly to Infect, as this also comes up tails, and the spell is returned to his hand. Unfortunately, he has no other green cards to exile, and the Cloud of Fairies finally resolves. Animar gets 2 counters and hidden untapped 2 lands. He follows it up with a Fierce Empath and tutors up a Consecrated Sphinx, hoping to draw into some counter magic on Lutz's turn. He finishes up his turn by casting a Spellskite, and then heads to combat, swinging 9 Animar at Lutz, because he's sure that the table probably won't last another turn. On Lutz's upkeep, he shows that coins do in fact have 2 sides by winning his Crypt Trigger. He also lets the fish die, and on his draw, Hidden draws 2 from the Sphinx. Lutz plays a Luxury Suite as land, and uses it to cast a Vampiric Tutor. He follows it up with a Preordain, letting Hidden draw 2 while he draws the card he tutored for. Lutz then casts a Darkside Extortionist, and after getting his treasure, he casts a Chrome Mox. He imprints a Hull Breacher. With the treasure he has gained, he casts a Peer into the Abyss, targeting himself. He loses half his life to draw half his deck, which puts a whole lot of Consecrated Sphinx triggers on the stack for Hidden. Not wanting him to draw into interaction, Lutz in response to the triggers casts a Dark Ritual, and then a Chain of Vapor to bounce his Dockside. Hidden then responds to it by paying 2 life to redirect it to Spellskite and chooses not to sacrifice a land. Lutz is out of responses, and Hidden draws 76 cards from all the Sphinx triggers. After all the cards have been drawn, Lutz exiles a Simian Spirit Guide for a red, and uses it to cast a Rite of Flame. He then uses that mana to cast a Final Fortune, to take another turn after this one. He follows it up with a Mox Opal, and then a Lotus Petal. He cracks the petal to cast an Underworld Breach, and then a Grinding Station. He uses the Grinding Station by sacrificing various artifacts to mill himself for 3 to recast his Lotus Petal. He does this to gain enough mana to recast the Chain of Vapor and then his Dockside. From his treasures, he is able to cast a Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, and a Demonic Consultation for the win. Game review. Well, that certainly was an outcome that we would have not been able to repeat again. He lost 8 flips, and that definitely shows that chance is just that, chance. But even if luck had not been on his side, I'm not sure if the game would have been any different. Instead, he would have just cast additional spells and drawn Lutz additional cards, while only hurting Porfs and Hidden. It is possible that E could have had additional interaction if he wasn't forced to recast his spells additional times, but with his attitude in the game, it didn't sound like he could have stopped Lutz anyways. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and if you did, leave a like and consider subscribing, as it really helps us keep making videos. And remember, never give up, even if you're dead on board. I'll see you guys later.